Hello everyone, and first of all, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. If this comes out on New Year's Day, then I'm sorry I missed Christmas. I do not really do anything but sleep on Christmas and make videos. But today we are going to be making 4 useful farms for your builds. So these farms, you first will need this 5 by 5 by 8 hole. Now I know what you're thinking, why do I need a 5 by 5 by 8 hole? Well, this so happens to be an iron farm, which produces a whole bunch of iron. So what you'll need will be on the following screen. And let's get into it. Now, the caution is that once you build this farm, you will have a whole bunch of iron, but the sad thing is that you will not be able to use it in villages. Excuse me, sorry. Anyway, what you want to do is make a 2 slab right here, just following each block around. Make sure it's also 2 because we don't want any iron escaping or any string escaping. Yes, this is also a combined farm of a string farm as well, but it's more of an iron farm than a string farm. So we are just going to do this. And once you are done with that, you won't need the smooth slabs anymore. Now what you want to do is grab your cobblestone, place your cobblestone as so, and then you are going to place your beds on top of them. And then once you're done with that, you can go ahead and break the cobblestone underneath. And then once you're done with that, it should look like floating beds. Now, you go back down and you are going to place the rest of your beds down on the ground. Then what you are going to do is that you're going to build a 2-block high wall. And then you are going to be placing 4 blocks on the corners, just as so. And then you're going to grab any workstation that villagers have. Mine is the fletching table because it is easier to make than any of the others. And there we go. It should look like this once you are done. So now we are going to place the 20 villagers. Make sure there are no nitwits. If there are nitwits, you are going to have to exterminate or eradicate them, as so. So again, place 20 villagers. And then you are going to grab your torch and place it at the center of the workstations. And then once you are done with all of that, you are going to place cobblestone all along here. Oops. Once you are done with that, it should just be a 2-block with a slab. Now what you want to do is you can choose any corner to do this on, but it has to be a corner. Place your bucket of water, make sure it's flowing all the way until that one. Now what you're going to do is break this one, break it twice, and then you are going to place your hoppers down, as so. And then you are going to place a campfire. It doesn't really matter which one you place. It could be soul campfire or just a regular campfire, but I'm just going to use one for now. So it should look like this once you're done. Now, to get done, you are going to be placing a sign on the second slab right here, as well as here, and then place one right atop the campfire. And then you are going to get your lava bucket and place it right here. And then, now what you want to do for safety matters, so you won't accidentally fall or your friends fall, you are going to place 2 cobblestone stairs right here. Which still allows the iron golem to die, but you know, it's still right there. Now, an iron golem can spawn in this water, so can cats, so that's where the iron's gonna come from. He's gonna flow down, and he's going to be burned. So now we just dig to our hoppers. We place one right here. And then we are going to place our chest down. As so. And there you go. You have a functioning iron golem farm. It will produce at least a stack of iron each hour. I don't know how much string it gives you, but it does give you pretty much of iron if you're like around it. Also make sure, I don't know if I said this or not, but make sure it is at least 200 blocks away from the village, because we don't want this to get messed up as well. So that is the iron farm. Now we are going to our second farm, which you can place right next to the iron farm, so you can just watch it as you do now the fishing farm. Actually, let me clear out my inventory. Okay, once that is cleared out, you need these items. Okay. Okay, now that you have your items, we are going to be placing 1 block right here. And then just making like a little U shape, but longer. And then we are going to add our copper grate. And then we are going to add our lightning rod, making sure the water doesn't like spill everywhere. And then we are going to add our water. Once the water has been added, we are going to dig down 2 times, and then 1, 2 right there. Then we are going to add our chests, and then our hopper, and then we can add the lava right here. And another thing we need to add is a copper trapdoor. Now you can use an iron trapdoor or a copper trapdoor, but you can't use any of the other trapdoors because they will burn. You have your functioning fishing farm. Now that you have your fishing farm, I want you to take these items out. Once you have those items out, grab your cobblestone stairs, waterlog those stairs, make sure it's facing outwards, and then waterlog it because we don't want water everywhere. And then grab your oak log, put your oak log right there, grab your 2 buttons, place 2 buttons on the back side and the top side. Then we are going to put our cobblestone right there as well. And then make sure it looks the same, kind of the same as your fishing farm. Now that your fishing farm is done, you can either add glass panes or copper bars, or you could just add a regular wall. It doesn't really matter, but I'll just use a wall for today. So you're gonna add your wall, and then you are going to add your lava bucket. Then you should get this. You should get this cobblestone right here. Then what you want to do is grab your hopper, be quick about it, and there we go. And then you are going to dig 1, and then place down your chest, as so. Now, the lava will try to burn this, and that is why we have these two buttons here, because we don't want them to get burned. And so that is the cobblestone generator farm. Next, we have the XP farm, which will give you a whole bunch of XP. So we are going to need these items. So what you want to do for your XP farm is basically build this corridor right here. So what you want to do is just add 2 layers of that before you start building anything else. Then once you have that, you want to break this one block that is in the front, place down your soul sand, and then place down your spider web. Next, you want to take your brick walls, and then you want to place them one bottom, one top, so nothing gets out. And then you want to place a fence right here. Then you are going to take your sign. It doesn't matter what sign you have, just a sign. Place a sign right there. There we go. Then next you're going to take another block, place it right there, and then you're going to grab your composter and place it right here. Then you are going to take your building blocks, place 2 right there, grab your dispenser, and it should be facing that way. Then take your building blocks, just build around that. There we go. Next, you want to dig down one, dig underneath the composter, and then dig that last one over there. Then you're going to dig this one to the side, and this one to the side. Then you're going to grab your cactus and your sand, and you're going to place them down as so. This will hurt the armadillo once we have it in there. Then we are going to take our zombie, and then we are going to dig down this one, and then we are going to place another brick wall right on the composter right here, so it should look like that. Then you are going to grab your dispenser, place it right there as so. Grab your leather tunic, if I can grab it. Put it inside the dispenser and then shoot it out. He should be wearing it. Yes, he is. Okay. And then you want to take this back and then put the grass back. There we go. Okay, that looks all great from this side. And then you want to go back to this side, and then you want to get your first water bucket, place it on the spider web, making sure when they bubble up, if you accidentally break this, the column will bubble up and they cannot get out. Then we are going to go on the roof of the build, like break the block above the composter, and then you are going to place your armadillo. He should be hurting. Don't worry, he's fine. He's practically invincible if he's in his ball. And then you are going to get a trapdoor. It doesn't really matter what trapdoor. I just like using the copper trapdoors. And then you're going to trapdoor him. And then place your second water bucket on here. You're going to waterlog it. And then for extra safety measures, you might want to block this back up. Now the build is almost done. All you have to do is go back to the dispenser, place your infestation potion in the middle, and then grab your button. And then it's all done. All you have to do is give this button a little boop, and then go to the front and start smacking the silverfish. Now you have successfully made these 4 farms that you will need in Minecraft. They are pretty easy and non-expensive except for the iron that is inside the iron farm, but you will get repaid back with a bunch of iron in return. You can also use the iron that's in there to make more hoppers for this farm, and you can make the cobblestone. You can get the cobblestone and make the dispensers for this farm. You will need a potion brewer to brew this to brew potions for this farm. So I will show you a picture right now showing that description of how to make the potion of infestation. And also, if you want to know where you can get all these materials, I am about to do that. So for iron, you can either like mine it underneath the ground and you will find a whole bunch. You will need a whole bunch for the iron farm and the cobblestone and fish farm. Now the fish farm, you will hardly need any copper for it. You just need a copper grate, a copper trapdoor, and a copper lightning rod, which they are both inexpensive. You will need this to protect you from the lava, and you will need to make this out of netherrack or any other block that is not stone type, because if you make it out of any other stone type, these silverfish will go into the blocks and infest them, and sometimes once they do that, they start spewing out of the farm, so we do not want them. You can make the XP farm give you more XP. This farm gives you around 30 to 35 XP with one armadillo, but with two armadillos it gives you more. So it just depends on the armadillo, but if you have more armadillos, the lag area will get because of the silverfish. So I think I've gone over the all the things that you will need. I mean, you can basically just build this in another at this point. Yes, but all these farms can go next to each other. Well, this one I would recommend you to make sure it's at least a bit a ways, just in case if they do get out. But yes, you can sit here, have your friend mine cobblestone, and then you can come over here and fish while your friend is mining cobblestone. And while your friend is doing that and you are mining fish, you will see iron golems spawn in and cats spawn in, and you'll get string and iron. So I think that is all I have for this video. Please let me know what y'all will like next to see in the comments down below. Please subscribe, and I guess I'll see you back in the new year. See you guys.